Hi, let us continue our discussion on the types of DC motor. So, in previous session, we discussed about the different types of DC motor, and that is based on how the field winding is connected with the armature winding. We saw the series and then shunt winding, and another type is the DC compound motor. Okay. So here similar to the DC generator, here also the compound motor consists of a part of the field winding connected in series and another part of the field winding connected in parallel with the armature. So that is, it will be having both series and parallel combinations. Based on this, we further classify the compound motors as a long shunt compound motor and short shunt compound motor. So let us first take the long shunt compound motor. So this is what the circuit diagram looks for the long shunt compound generator. Here the field windings will be connected in parallel to the series combination of field winding and then armature winding. So this field winding having resistance RSH is connected in parallel to the series combination of field winding having resistance RAC and the armature having resistance RA. So okay. IA is the total load current which is drawn from the supply. So in order to write the expression for the current, we can observe this current IL at this particular node point will be divided between this field having resistance RSH and as ISE. Therefore, IL is equal to ISH plus ISE according to the KCL, and also ISE is equal to IA. I repeat, IL at this particular point will divide between RSH and RSE. Therefore, IL can be expressed as ISH plus ISE, and also ISE is equal to IA, that is armature current. So we have expressed these two expressions for the current, and also to write the expression for the voltage. So let us consider this portion here. The V is equal to EB back EMF IARA plus V brush, plus we have to consider the drop due to this series field winding. Okay, that is similar to the series motor. We can write the expression for the voltage. V is equal to EB plus IARA plus IAC RSC plus V brush. And also here the drop of these two terminal and the supply will be same, and hence we can write ISH is equal to V by RSH, which is similar in an parallel or the shunt DC motor. Okay, let us move with the short shunt compound motor. So this is what the configuration for the short shunt motor looks like. So here we have connected the field winding having resistance RSH in parallel with the armature, and for this parallel combination of armature and the field winding, a series field winding having resistance RAC is being connected, and for this combination the supply voltage is being given, and we can observe that the current IL and the supply current IL at this particular point will be divided between armature winding and the parallel field winding. Therefore, IL can be expressed as IA plus ISH, but IL will also be equals to ISC, that is this series field resistance. So IL is equal to ISC and IL is equal to IA plus ISH, or you can also write ISC is equal to IA plus ISH, and the expression for the voltage we can write as EB plus IARA plus ISC RSC plus V brush. Okay, since IL is ISC, we can replace ISC with an IL and we can rewrite this expression for the voltage. And on simplifying this, we can also write how to calculate the ISH. So it is V minus IL RSC by RSH, or EB plus IRA plus V brush divided by RSH. Okay, now let us see the relationship between for the torque and the speed equations, which is very essential for us to analyze the characteristics of the behavior of the DC motor. So from the torque equation, we know that it is 0.159 phi Ia Pz divided by A. And based on from that equation, we can observe that the torque is directly proportional to flux and armature current. Torque is directly proportional to flux and armature current. This we can observe from the torque expression, which we discussed in our earlier session. Okay, so the flux produced by the field winding, we know it is always depending on the current flowing through the field winding, right? So that is flux is directly proportional with I field. So in case of shunt motor, the flux produced will be depending on the parallel field current, that is ISH, and therefore we can write torque proportional with ISH or IA, but flux will be constant in case of DC shunt motor, because as we keep the supply constant, there will not be any change in the flux. Hence, T is directly proportional with IA in case of shunt motor. So, whereas in case of series motor, the field winding current, series field winding current IAC is same as that of IA. Therefore, we can write T proportional with flux into IA. So flux is replaced with IA. Therefore, IA into IA will be IA square. Hence, T is proportional with IA square in case of series motor. I repeat, in case of shunt motor, torque is proportional with armature current. In case of shunt motor, torque is proportional with an armature current. And in case of series motor, torque is proportional with square of armature current. Okay. Now let us see the back EMF expression, which is related with the speed. Considering the expression for back EMF, which is phi p nz by 60 into A. So from this expression, we can write the back EMF is proportional with the speed into phi, and hence it can also be expressed as speed is proportional with back EMF divided by flux. So we can write the expression for back EMF from the voltage expression for the motor as EB is equal to V minus IA into RA, because we know that voltage expression for the motor is, that is V is equal to EB plus IA RA. So by making use of that, we can write EB is equal to V minus IA into RA. So in case of shunt motor, since flux is constant, let us consider this expression N proportional with EB by phi. Since phi is constant, we can write N is proportional with EB, which is V minus IA into RA. Hence, for the shunt motor, we can write N proportional with V minus IA into RA. So, but in case of series motor, flux is proportional to the armature current. Therefore, we can replace flux phi with the IA. Okay. And EB is V minus IARA minus IA into RA. See, this we get from the expression for the voltage in series motor. Okay, right. So just remember, in case of shunt motor, flux is constant. In case of series motor, flux is proportional with IA. So if we remember these 2 points, then we can relate the expression or the relationship between speed and the back EMF. Also speed versus armature current. I repeat one more time. The torque is proportional with armature current in case of shunt motor. Torque is proportional with square of armature current in case of series motor. Speed is equal to back EMF by flux. In case of shunt motor, speed is proportional with V minus Ia into Ra. In case of series motor, N is proportional with V minus IRA minus ISC RAC or IA RAC whole divided by IA. Okay. So by considering these two relationships, we can easily predict or we can analyze the different characteristics of the DC motor. So these characteristics will help us to understand the behavior of the DC motors. So let us discuss separately the characteristics of motor for series motor and for the shunt motor. So three different characteristics we will consider. Armature torque versus armature current, speed versus armature current, and speed versus torque, armature torque. Okay, so the first characteristics, that is armature torque versus armature current, it is nothing but a graph was of armature torque versus armature current, and the second characteristics will tell us a graph of speed versus armature current, and the third characteristics will be represented as a graph of speed versus armature torque. Okay, let us take the shunt motor and we will discuss the three characteristics one by one. First, we will consider armature torque versus armature current. So, we just now discussed the relationship between torque and armature current in case of shunt motor. Torque in the armature is directly proportional with the armature current. Therefore, as we increase the armature current, the torque will also increase linearly. Hence, we can just show the linear graph which is being indicated in this diagram. Next is speed versus armature current relationship. So, we also know that in case of shunt motor, speed is proportional with V minus Ia into Ra. Okay, so here, as we increase the load, what happens? The current required to drive the high load will be increased, and this product of Ia into Ra, will be increased. So if this increases, then V minus Ia into Ra will decreases. So that means as we increase the armature current, the speed should reduce. But this practically the value of Ra will be very, very small, and hence the product of Ia into Ra will be small, and the reduction in the speed will not be that extent. So it will be very, very small. So this behavior we have just represented in this graph. Okay, next finally let us consider speed versus armature torque curve. Now looking into these two curves, armature torque versus armature current and speed versus armature torque, what we can observe from these two graphs is, as we increase the armature current, the torque is increasing but the speed is reducing. So by combining these two behavior, we can write the third characteristics, that is speed versus armature current. As torque increases, the speed will reduces. Okay, so as torque increases, the speed is reducing. Okay, so this is the characteristics for the shunt motor.